Big Gamer out here. How are you guys doing today? I'm super. Thanks for asking. Today guys, I'm going to bring you a review for Big Buck Hunter Arcade. That's a PlayStation 4 title that came out recently, and it's retailing at about $30 or about £20 in the UK. Should you go out and buy this game, guys? Well, if you've ever played this game before, it is a game that's commonly found in bars. It's pretty good if you're out with your mates and you're having a few beers and you want to pick up. It's one of those games that's almost like a light gun game, and it's a hunting based game, whereas you're given a rifle. It's got a pump action mechanism and you can kind of shoot different game, mostly deer, but obviously you can also shoot moose and you can shoot other game like ducks and what have you as well. Unfortunately, the controls, they just don't translate well onto the DualShock 4, and having looked at the box of the game and really trying to rack my brains for the options, I can't quite figure out why there's not an option now, especially with now PlayStation VR's out, to use like a move controller. Now they're back in fashion, or to use the light that's built into the DualShock 4. And one thing, and then this is the thing that hurts it the most, is really in the game you kind of pump the rifle, the shotgun, between shots. Now you can't keep shooting without pumping, but there is no ability to do this on the DualShock 4. They've mapped it to the left trigger, which doesn't feel right in any way, shape or form, and it's super awkward to reach down to the analog stick to control the reticle and being forced to alternate between these two shoulder buttons, these two trigger buttons to shoot. So you're so used to just pressing that right trigger button to get your shots off that you'll find yourself pressing it a second time without pressing the left trigger, or just pressing the left trigger and not the right trigger, and until you've got that pattern down, it's very difficult. Also, controlling the reticle with the DualShock analog stick is extremely imprecise, and you might see from some of the footage it kind of just jerks all over the place. There's no smooth action to it, and you can feel about the controls to an extent in the options, but it won't really ever mimic the actual arcade game. And that's what's such a problem with this, is that the arcade game is a bit of a guilty pleasure. You can get some decent amount of fun out of it, but it does not translate well at all. And also the port job is horrendous onto the PlayStation 4. This is by far the worst loading I've seen in any game this year. Now, a game like Deus Ex likes to load. It will hide its loading when you travel around, and it will give you loading screens as well when you're loading your game up or when you die and stuff like that. But what you get from that loading is always worth it. Now, in this game, you can be treated to upwards of 2 minutes, 3 minutes even, of just black screen with a tiny little white deer running in the corner, and that will literally just be to boot up a menu. Even the menu doesn't control properly, and when you click on things, the sound effects are awful, and then all it will do is trigger another loading screen, and you'll be subjected to another 2 or 3 minutes of a black screen. And by the time you actually get round to shooting anything, the rounds are so short, you're back to a loading screen in no time. And I would go to say that there is easily more loading than gameplay in Big Buck Hunter Arcade, and that is a real shame, because it doesn't have the immediacy of the arcade in any way, shape or form. A lot of the rounds are punctuated by your guides for the area, which are basically just scantily clad women that don't actually have any lines of dialogue or guide you through anything. They just stand around looking pretty before every round. There are some mini games, and these I found to be a little bit more fun than the actual shooting of the game, and there's some multiplayer as well. But these mini games are things like a duck hunt or target shooting and stuff like that. And you can waste a few minutes with them, and by all means this game isn't broken, it just is painful. It's a slog and it's a grind. And what I like in my smaller titles, my non-AAA titles, especially my retail releases, I like a bit of fun, a bit of whimsy, something to really burn a good 30-40 minutes of my time, and something just to have fun with. I don't expect massive production values, but I do expect to have fun. The gameplay is not there, guys, so I'm forced to give this game a 2.5 out of 10. Now, that isn't a reflection of Big Buck Hunter as a franchise or the arcade games. It is just, this is not a good port. It has not translated well, guys. All I can say is please avoid this game. Spend your money elsewhere. And if you want me to keep bringing you these reviews, feel free to like, comment, subscribe on the video, and I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you.